Whoa, you guys, this was so good. I picked one of these. Now, the beets aren't real big yet, but the greens are so beautiful. There was no bugs on them. And the beet was just, about like this, I guess. Not real big, and it was so tender and so good. I used to hate beets. They made me think of eating a mouthful of dirt from the store. But when you grow them yourself, and especially when they're young and tender, and I try to pick things just before I eat it instead of leaving it for very long. Can't always do that, but I try. Anyway, I sliced up the beet, all of the beet greens and the beet, and a small potato, about that long. And a half of a purple onion, and I fried it all together and ate it, and it was so good. Oh, it was so good. I need to cut back on fried foods. I really shouldn't eat fried foods, but I didn't fry them a whole long time. I didn't, just to get them hot through. I put the potatoes in a little bit, and the beet in first, and let them cook a little bit. And then I put the onion in, and then the greens, and I didn't leave it very long. The greens are they're just warmed through, basically, because they're young enough, they're really tender. And you talk about good. Oh, it's delicious. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? Look at that. Just look at that. Oh, yellow and pink. Two colors that go together really, really, really well. You see those little yellow and white flowers? They were snowball something or others. Hold on. I've got 4 separate pots. I broke it up from one pot of those, I believe. I might have had 2 small pots. But anyway, I've got 4. And that was weeks ago. And they're still just blooming and blooming and blooming. And they're so cheerful and bright. I just love them. I can't think what they are. They were called a snowball something or other. But, boy, I'm so excited, and it's so awesome how they've lasted. Now I'll show you something else. Look at this. I'm going to have some peppers. These are a early flame jalapeno. Isn't that cool? I'm going to have, and there's more. I got more little blossoms. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I've actually got a pepper down here too. So this is Northern California. It's not as cold as up north in Oregon and stuff. They're a little bit behind us in gardening. And we can't do quite as much. If you're careful in Southern California, you can grow tomatoes all year, but we can't do that here. We do get kind of cold in the winter to where tomatoes and squash and cucumbers and stuff they will not take it at all. And this year, the winter got, for just a month and a half to 2 months at the longest, there was a cold spell just for a few, real cold in that, to where even my bell pepper plants died back inside the greenhouse, which usually doesn't happen here. But it looks like they're coming back. I'll give you an update on that. Okay, these had died completely back. This is a purple bell. This is a hot banana. Do you see it had no leaves at all? But the stems were green, and the leaves are coming back. This one, I lost the tag. I'm not really sure what it is. But some sort of a pepper. I believe, yeah. So, this one, I don't know. This is just a weed that I can't get the root out. I have to dig that out, I guess. And it's not looking too good, so I don't know if that one's going to make it. But these 3 look like they're going to make it. Being in here all winter. I did lose some others that I wish I hadn't have pulled out now. They might have made it. I don't know. Kind of shady in here. The wind is settling down a little bit at times for a few minutes, and then it hits back up. Look at all those little plants. This is where my kitchen compost went with other stuff. And I've got a tomato. I have no idea what it is coming up there. And in there is all kinds of, it's either a cucumber, delicata, cantaloupe, something. I really think they might be delicata because I had a couple old delicatas that didn't make it. And I think I put them in the compost. So it's probably, but I got a whole bunch of them. So whatever, I'm going to let them grow. And look at my French sorrel. I think tomorrow I'm going to cut a bunch of that maybe some other greens and make something from that. Those are cucumber plants from seed. I gave some to my daughter and some to my son, and I kept a couple I kept in there, and then I planted 2 others in different places. So those are those really cool cucumbers. They're growing really well. Whoops, I've got to get something before the wind destroys this. Oh, you know what happened, guys? The wind has been so bad, it blew about half of my grapes out. I've only got 3 grape plants, and they were loaded with grapes, and all these little tiny baby grapes, and I probably lost maybe 2/3 of my grapes. The actual grapes themselves, I lost 25-30 branches. They were anywhere from 2 feet to 8 feet long branches. Not too many real long, only one real long branch. It might have only been 5 or 6 feet. The others were about 3 feet, most of them, right in that area. But I think I'll go get a string and just lightly tie this up so it doesn't snap it in half. Thankfully, it hasn't done that. That's my pomegranate there. Anyway, I think I'm going to show you some lettuce over here. Look at all that pretty lettuce. And I'm going to close with that, saying I know a lot of people think California is a horrible, horrible place, but it's not. The politics aren't great, but I've got several herbs in here that are coming along. I shouldn't have bought that. My son had a bunch, but I was out and about, and I thought mine had died back, but in the other place I noticed it's coming back. So it looked like it died early last summer, but it's coming back. But anyway, y'all may think California is a horrible place, and like I said, the politics are, but not the best. But it's a beautiful state. The weather is kind of crazy, but it's still really nice in a lot of ways. I mean, it's been a challenge the last couple of years to grow stuff. That's okay. It's still easier than being under snow and cold for really long. But it is super, super hot right where I'm at. There is places you can go to where it's not quite so hot in California, but it is pretty hot in the area I'm at. But there's just a lot of good things. So if I'm going to be somewhere and I can't leave, unless I have to, unless the people that own it say you got to go, then I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't have money for rent or anything here. Rent, I mean, everywhere is so expensive. I don't have enough for rent in any state in the union. I don't have a lot of income, but that's okay. I have enough. I'm surviving. God has seen that I had a roof over my head and food to eat so far. So, but if I have to be somewhere, and I can be here, that's a good thing. I can really maybe grow some food. So, yeah. These are my little... I'm trying to get some more oregano going. Some of the little ones have died back, but I still have some that are green, so maybe they took root. I am hoping. I'm having a hard time getting it. I dig them out with some roots, parts of them, but they seem to be dying back. Well, I've got a green one here and a green here, so maybe it'll take off and I'll have some more, because oregano is a really awesome herb. So anyway, I'll close with all of this and catch you guys all next time.